Hi everyone, this is Professor Lunger, and I just wanted to go over what to actually include in each of your sections of your paper that you're working on, your guided practice assignment for this particular week, okay? So starting first with your introductory paragraphs. They should be concise. It should be one nice concise paragraph, max of 2 paragraphs, and these sentences should be the paragraph should be at least 3 to 5 sentences, okay? And that's what I'm looking at for a paragraph standpoint. It should give you a nice overview of your problem, telling you why the problem within your population is important. Use an attention grabber. I know some of these things are very basic, but it's nice to know what to put in what section. So grab the audience's attention. Maybe use a big statistic of how many people are affected by it in the United States, or how many people die of something in the United States. So, for me, I'm using waist circumference management in my doctoral program. I'm going to talk about obesity, and I'm going to talk about, how many people in the United States live with obesity, according to their BMI, of course. And then I'm going to talk about how many people this leads to cardiovascular events in the United States. So things like that grab your attention, bring the audience in. You should not be writing out your PICO question. That's later on. That's going to be in your other areas, the statement of the problem area, okay? So this is not for that week. Make sure to include your in-text citations for anything that you're citing. So if you're pulling information, statistics from the CDC, make sure that you're citing that source. Problem in practice. What is the problem? So include detailed evidence of the problem. So I am talking about waist circumference measurement. My problem is that it's not being utilized in primary care. So there's an underutilization in primary care, okay? So what are the problems that you see while researching your question? Build a case for the need for your project that you propose by discussing key indicators that are missing, they're lacking, or they're inadequate. Describe key data about the magnitude of the problem, dynamics leading to the problem, population characteristics, attitudes and behaviors that are causing or exacerbating your problem. So basically the attitude and behavior right now in primary care is that we don't need to use waist circumference management or measurements, excuse me. So that's my problem. But then the underutilization of waist circumference management brings me to my background and significance. So what is the background of the problem and why is it a problem? Okay, so the background of my problem is it's not being used, right? But then why is that a problem? Well, because it actually gives us relevant statistics that people are at risk for cardiovascular events, okay? So include relevant statistics. So national, regional, or local. Use your state health departments, use your local health departments, use your CDC, use the WHO. Look for some good statistics to back up what you're writing about. Convince your readers, aka me in this situation, that the problem is significant and it's worth exploring further. Introduce the intervention that you're actually using, okay? So you're going to introduce now the waist circumference measurement. Give a little bit of background on that, okay? And then for the last paragraph, you're going to lead into your focused problem, which is going to be next week that we're going to be writing about. So your background and significance of the problem section should smoothly transition into your focused problem section, okay? So that is basically it for what you need to include in what sections. If you're a good writer, you can kind of bang this out, in probably an hour or two. It shouldn't take you too long to submit parts of this and bits and pieces of it. But if you're struggling, please let me know. I can hopefully help talk you through these different sections. And that's it for this.